do you want to know where to buy designer clothes for cheap? Like designer dresses like self-portrait or Christian Louboutin heels, and even things like Louis Vuitton handbags, then I have all the tips covered. So you came to the right place. Hey guys, I'm Christina and welcome to my channel. So today we're going to talk about where to buy designer clothes for cheap. I have so many amazing tips that you may not already know, so I'm super excited to share them with you. But before we begin, if you're new to my channel, hi, welcome guys, I'm Christina. I make lots of fashion videos here on YouTube, and it would be so wonderful if you subscribe to my channel, so please consider to do so. I have a fashion blog and I do YouTube videos, so many people ask me, how do you afford all those designer clothes? You have so many nice handbags and shoes. Where do you get the money to do that? Where do you shop? So today, I'm teaching you guys all my secrets on where to buy designer clothing, shoes, and handbags for cheap. I have 7 tips that you may or may not already know, so I want to share them with you, and hopefully you can apply them to your life so you can get some designer clothes for awesome deals. So let's talk about it. So my first tip, and one of my favorites, is consignment stores. I love shopping online at consignment stores. Some of my favorites are The Real and Fashion File, and I know a lot of you guys out there that watch my videos absolutely love those stores too, and some of you have told me that you didn't know about them until you started watching my videos and that you're so in love, and that makes me so excited because I love those stores. So don't worry guys, I'm going to be talking about a lot of stores in this video. I will leave everything in my description box below. Just click the show more and you'll be able to see everything. So Fashion File is a really great place to buy designer handbags for much cheaper than retail price. Obviously designer handbags are going to be expensive, but you can get things like Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Chanel, Hermes, all of those things for so much cheaper than you would if you bought them in stores. They are gently pre-owned, and sometimes they're even brand new. I love Fashion File. If you can't afford something right away, they do have a layaway program, which is really awesome, so you can get that designer bag for so much cheaper than you would at normal price. The Real is my absolute favorite online consignment store for getting designer clothes for cheap. They have an insane list of tons of designers. I get myself portrait dresses there sometimes. They have all types of clothes. You can get Gucci, Chanel, however high of a designer you want. And then they have some more affordable designers like Parker and Rebecca Taylor. The Real also sells amazing jewelry and shoes. I have bought numerous pairs of Christian Louboutin shoes on that store, as well as my Hermes click-clack bracelet. I refuse to buy those for full price because I think they are so outrageous, so I love buying those through consignment stores. You can also find local consignment stores in your neighborhood. Not all cities are going to have them, but it tends to be like the bougie cities that have consignment stores. If you're ever gonna go on vacation, you might want to check and see if that area has any thrift stores that specialize in designer items, and you can get amazing designer deals for really fantastic prices. So tip number 2 on where to buy designer clothes for cheap is outlet stores. There are tons of outlet stores throughout the United States. I live in Florida and we are outlet central. I mean, we have a million outlet stores here all over Florida. I live in Miami and we have a ton of them here. I've been to the ones in Orlando. They have some, I believe, in like Sarasota. They have them all over Florida. So if you're vacationing in Florida, definitely hit those up. I know other major cities have outlet stores such as Chicago, Indianapolis. If you're traveling, or if you live close enough to a city that has an outlet store, I highly recommend making the drive. Just do your research ahead of time. Check out the stores that they have and make sure it's stuff that you actually want to go to. So tip number 3 are the retailer sales. So I'm talking about big name retailers that do major sales, and they do. Places like Nordstrom, Bloomingdale's, Neiman Marcus, they all have huge sales. I love shopping at Bloomingdale's because they have insane sales. I'm constantly getting emails like, oh, spend $100 and we'll give you a $50 gift card, or get 25% off on these designers. It's just kind of like you have to be a full-time shopper to get those deals, and you have to make a commitment because you have to go through your emails. But I have gotten insane deals at Neiman Marcus. Neiman Marcus is extremely expensive, but they have really big sales throughout the year. They do these big clearance clear-outs before they get new merchandise. So the best time to shop at stores like that is when the seasons are changing and they're getting in new merchandise. So look for those end of season sales, and you can find stuff anywhere from like 50 to 70% off regular prices. So if you do not want to go to the big retailers, if it's still, maybe not something you're comfortable with or too expensive, then this tip is for you. The big retailers have their own specialty outlet stores. So Neiman Marcus has Last Call by Neiman Marcus, Nordstrom has Nordstrom Rack, and Saks has Saks Off Fit. So all of those stores you can actually shop online now, which is amazing. So you can get all that stuff right from your own home if you don't live anywhere near one. But if you do live near one, I do recommend sometimes checking out the local deals, because they have stuff in specific sections that come directly from the big stores. So Nordstrom Rack will have like this whole section that came just from the Nordstrom like down the street that you'll get amazing deals, and this is stuff, name brand stuff, for way cheaper than you would buy it in the stores. So tip number 5 on where to buy designer clothes for cheap is actually not to buy them at all, but to rent them. I am obsessed with Rent the Runway. If you have not tried it, you really should. It is absolutely perfect for an event that you have to go to, where you might have to wear like something really fancy, like a designer gown that you don't want to spend money on because you're probably only going to wear it one time. Let's be honest, you're going to take lots of pictures in it. You're going to feel like a beautiful princess for the night, and then you get to return it. Rent the Runway has a ton of inventory, and it's not just designer gowns. They have designer jeans, shirts, dresses. I think it's the most perfect website for special occasions where you kind of just want to feel fabulous for a night, but you don't want to spend a ton of money because you know you're probably only going to wear that item one time. So it's really, really perfect for that. And if you are new to Rent the Runway, I have a coupon code for you down below. You'll get $30 off your first order, and it is so fun to do. I use Rent the Runway all the time. So tip number 6 on where to buy clothes for cheap is sample sales. So a sample sale is when a designer has a huge clear out. It's usually like in some warehouse, and they announce it like the morning of, and everybody goes, and it's just like big boxes full of stuff, and they're just trying to get rid of it. Sometimes a model has worn it. Sometimes it's just stuff they're getting rid of. It's not online, and it's usually in big cities like Los Angeles, New York City, Chicago, Miami, places like that. So if you're looking to find out where to figure out these sample sales, a good trick is to follow the designers you love on Instagram, and they usually announce it on there. So number 7, my last tip on where to buy designer clothes for cheap is actually just right from your own home on online stores. This is something everybody can do. So there's a ton of stores out there that are different from tip number 1. So tip number 1 was consignment stores. This is actually stores that it's not consignment, it's brand new items for discounted prices. So some of the online stores are Blue Fly, Gilt, Hot Look, which is run by Nordstrom, and don't worry, I'll leave all that link below because I know these are a lot of stores I'm telling you guys, but they're really great places that you can find really high-end, high-quality brand names that are authentic that you're gonna get for cheap. And when I'm telling you cheap, I'm telling you cheap as in, yeah, you're not gonna get a Gucci bag for $10, but a $1,000 bag you could get for a couple hundred. So if that is what you are looking for, then you've definitely got to try these tips. So I hope that these helped you, and if you are new to my channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on your notification bell so you'll be notified when all my videos come out. I make multiple videos a week all about fashion, and I know you're gonna love them. So I hope you guys have a fantastic day. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.